Got no slides. Got words. Hunched over the bassinets, I'm a vulture-like apparition. And if any one of the swaddled babies within chanced to awaken, it would probably start screaming for its life. But I can't help it. There's not much to do in the general care nursery, but check all the babies for extra fingers and toes, and ensure that they're in possession of all the seamly promontories and perforations. I lift the infants a few inches and drop them to see if they startle. I stroke their palms and feet to see if they grasp and curl their toes. Many clinicians would stop there, but I go further. I test them for the fencing reflex, a response to the forced head turning that simulates a fencer's wide stance, and the gallant reflex, which causes the baby to curl its entire body, grub-like, towards the stroked side of the spine. For me, reflexes are nothing less than the roots of the self. Remember the cover of Nirvana's album, Nevermind, where there's the iconic underwater baby boy, who is definitely a boy, swimming towards the camera. As any parents in the audience will be gratified to know this reflex is one of the few I don't test in the newborn nursery. But it is solidly proven that if you drop a newborn baby into the water, it will hold its breath and undulate its body exactly like a salamander or a fish. In short, it will swim. The modern human infant, in all other ways so defenseless, born after a paltry 9 months gestation, retains its ability to swim, preserved and handed down the evolutionary chain from its fish ancestor. Sadly, this remnant of our aquatic selves disappears at around 6 months of age. Then there's the palmar reflex, perhaps the biggest reason why most babies don't get thrown away at the outset for being loud, messy, and ungrateful. This reflex makes it seem as though the baby is holding on firmly and with deep affection onto a proffered finger. From whence the grasp, again, the monkey within shows its face. From our primate ancestors whose newborns still grasp their mothers' backs firmly enough that even vigorous swinging through the forest canopy cannot dislodge them. The human infant retains a grasp so strong that it can hang unaided, supporting its entire body weight from any branch provided by the avid experimentalist. Our scientific age is not the first to take note of the primitive within us. The 2nd century Taoist philosopher Zhuangzi writes of a proto-emperor before there were empires who was named Hun Dun, meaning chaos, meaning that which cannot be fathomed. Hun Dun represented primal immensity, something featureless yet complete, born before heaven and earth. Incidentally, Hun Dun also means wonton, as in wonton soup. The undifferentiated soup of primordial chaos from which little dumpling blobs of matter coalesce into lined-up bassinets, representing pluripotentiality. Sound familiar? As the story goes, Hun Dun, that carefree and featureless ball of dough, treated his neighbors very well, and the neighbors owed him a favor. They wanted to be nice to him and pay him back. And the neighbors, who happened also to be the gods of the South and North Seas, figured out a scheme by which to repay his kindness. All men, they said, have 7 openings so they can see, hear, eat, and breathe. But Hun Dun alone doesn't have any. Let's try to bore him some. So every day they bored another hole, just to do him a favor. And needless to say, Hun Dun's life got increasingly worse. And on the 2nd day he died, 7th day, excuse me, having finally become mortal. As a Tang Dynasty poet observed, how pleasant were our bodies in the days of chaos, needing neither to eat nor piss. Who came along with his drill and bored us full of these 9 holes? Morning after morning we must dress and eat. Year after year, fret over taxes, 1,000 of us scrambling for a penny, we knock our heads together and yell for dear life. Being as a pediatrician well acquainted with orifices, I must note the addition of 2 holes, anus and penis, to the original 7, comprising eyes, ears, nostrils, and mouth. The 10th hole, unique to womankind, is never mentioned, and I think it's safe to say continues to be poorly understood. One of the overriding themes in the Zhuangzi is that you can't truly know something by calculation and study. You must have some instinctive grasp over it. The wonton proto-emperor starts out as innocent and primordial as a smooth ball of dough. He's rendered human by his violent perforations, but retains guileless instinct throughout it all. And it is instinct, and its cousin, reflex, so clearly displayed in the monkeyfish of the newborn nursery, that was elevated above all other human qualities by these early philosophers. After all, when Zhuangzi was asked about where you find the Tao, Where is it? Is it in the sky or the sea or in virtue or in all of human knowledge? He replied briskly, no. It is in the piss and the shit. The relevance of this insight should be abundantly clear to anyone who has ever changed a diaper. Thank you.